Well, it's that week of NAB, which means there's a lot of things exciting coming out. Getting ready for a lot of things prepped. I'm excited and I can't wait to hear a lot of the things. Excited for a lot of things, and then I'm also upset. Let me just go ahead and get the upset part. So I'm excited because Blackmagic has finally revealed when they're going to do their streaming. I'm upset because it is on the day that I have probably my biggest client, not probably, is my biggest client that I ever had, and I'm basically shooting all day, and I'm on set again for another project the following day and doing prep work for the Friday shoot. So essentially, I will not be able to catch the stream. I'm probably going to just catch the fallout of it when it comes out, which I'll just guess I should just go ahead and announce there isn't going to be any watch party. Now, I will go ahead and try to make a review video of some of the things, or just get some things in my thoughts of whatever equipment Blackmagic will be announcing. Unfortunately, that will be a later. Hopefully you guys will be enjoying it. So when these videos do come out, definitely do make sure to hit that like. And also make sure to hit that subscribe button so we can boost up and so that I can help out combat these algorithms. Now, Irix has finally allowed pre-orders of their long-awaited 65mm T1.5. If you know me, I've been using Irix cinema lenses. I love them for what the quality that they deliver, both in terms of design as well as image quality. For the price point that they have, they're really up there in the upper echelon in terms of affordable, high quality budget cinema lenses. I actually took out 2 of the lenses out to the total solar eclipse that happened earlier this week, which is why you didn't see me yesterday post anything. But if you are on my Instagram, you've probably seen a lot of my posts up there. But now let's go into the big story today, and that, of course, is DJI, which, you know, they finally announced the worst kept secret. Well, funny enough, they always have the worst kept secret. They have more leaks than the RMS Titanic. But anyways, I digress. They announced the RS4, the RS4 Pro, as well as a new Focus Pro Creator Kit. I'm gonna go over a lot of this stuff. I'm gonna give my thoughts, and that's essentially what I have for you guys today. All right, let's start off with the gimbals. And essentially, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, there's a lot of small nuance changes, a lot of stuff that is sort of designed to be more integrated, particularly on the RS4 Pro. Now, in regards to the RS4, there isn't really that much difference. The main highlight difference is that it's the quick release to go from horizontal to vertical. So if you guys have those smaller cameras and you want to just quickly switch up for your TikTok and vertical content, this definitely has been the option that you may want to go to. But outside of that, there really isn't, there's some minor hiccups here, but honestly, there really, in my personal opinion, not that much different than the previous RS3. I think DJI is sort of showing that we're kind of, like we have done with cameras, we've kind of reached the pinnacle point of technology of the at least current era, where there's not that much different from one gimbal to another. We've kind of reached that point now with our gimbals, which I kind of have a love-hate relationship with gimbals. You know, love them for the times of need, for smooth movement action, but I am always still a fan of being on sticks and just being able to just be steady and get a shot. But let's not run off and go off too much. Let's talk about the RS4 Pro. And again, a lot of really cool features, but really the big thing is the integration and how it just integrates with so many things. There's a bottom platform that can work at the bottom, which now has sort of be like your little hub to connect all your different things. So if you're doing stuff where you're working with cinema zooms, you can now set up like focus, zooms, iris as well, all at once. You can power your cameras, you can power the gimbal and all that stuff from this little hub. To me, that's really the big difference with the previous RS3 Pro. There's the movements definitely seem to look better, but there's easier ways, and you know, without going for the latest and greatest things, there's also ways that you can possibly go at a more affordable cost range to sort of get that more silky smooth movements. So overall, with the Pro version, again, like the RS4, it's great that DJI continues to push the envelope and push things forward. But if we're going to now look at some of their previous ones, like the RS2, even the RS2, but definitely the RS3 Pro, to me, what the biggest thing and the best thing about these new gimbals is the fact that they're going to make the older models cheaper and more affordable, and they may just very well be a better buy from like secondary options. So I just personally, if I'm looking right now for a new gimbal, which I'm not saying I am, I still have my Juin Crane 3S, and it's been working for me, but I have been dabbling in to potentially upgrading to new gimbals, and DJI, obviously being the leader of the pack, was the one I've been looking forward to. So I was really curious to hear what was coming with the RS4. And now hearing with the RS4 and the RS4 Pro, I'm pretty much certain that I'm probably just sort of look for secondary markets of the RS3, maybe even RS2, because they're now going to be, they're definitely going to be a lot more cheaper and more affordable. And the upgrades, especially once we start talking to the thing that I'm really more excited about, you don't really need the latest gimbal in order to gain access to everything that I would be looking for in said gimbal. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the thing that really is honestly the most exciting thing about DJI's announcements today, and that is the Focus Pro kits. There's two kits. There is a creator combo kit, and then there is the all-in-one combo. The main difference is that the all-in-one combo has a wireless transmitter follow focus, similar to something like the Pterodactyl and the RE wireless focus systems. So that one's really more designed like if you have first Cs and you're working larger productions where you have, like I said, a first AC, they make sense. But honestly, the Pro Creator Combo Kit is probably the thing, and that's the thing that I'm the most excited about, because the thing that everybody was been doing ever since LiDAR technology started coming out was the fact that you could actually put, all types of camera lenses regardless and turn them into autofocus systems. But you always had to figure out a way to work it within the gimbal system in order and sort of kind of hack your way around it in order to make LiDAR work. Now you don't need to do that anymore. You basically can just get this kit and get either one of these two kits and basically transform your any sort of lens you have into an autofocus system. Now, obviously, it's not perfect, but quite frankly, no autofocus is perfect. I have yet to come across, even with the Sony ones, I have yet to come across an autofocus that I have deemed as like absolutely perfect. But what I do love about this, at least with this autofocus system, it does give you the control. There's a wheel that will spin, but if you want to just hold a focus plane in place, you can just hold that, it will hold it in place, and then you basically get to dictate. And that's ultimately always the thing with me, is about having control and basically giving yourself control. All my issues with a lot of autofocus, especially in-camera autofocus, is that it takes a lot of that control away from you, and you're basically at the mercy, at the behest of said camera system. But now we don't need to do that. We can go ahead and basically have control of an autofocus system, so we still can take advantage of having a good quality autofocus system, but having some more of that control back. This is the technology that I have been waiting for, and this to me is an absolute buy. It's a great kit to have. It makes it easier, especially if you're using a lot of cinema class and cinema cameras. You can basically take it, still be small, still compact, while fully rigging out, or maybe even having a first AC if that's not in your budget. I would always recommend that if you can have more hands that can basically be part of the team, that's always the best ideal. Having said that, that's not always the case. I think this is great. And I think this, especially the Creator Combo, the more affordable one, I think, even though a lot of people say that may be expensive for a wireless autofocus system, for what it is able to provide, That is actually quite an affordable system, and it's worth its value on its own. So, and if you put something like, say, the Blackmagic Cinema camera, and then all of a sudden you get this Pro Creator Combo system, all of a sudden now you can use any glass, regardless if it's a still lens or cinema lens, and now your Blackmagic cameras can now have autofocus without having the need of being tied to a gimbal. This is the price thing. I'm gonna try to get this as soon as I can because this will definitely change the game in terms of how I work. But these are my thoughts. I would love to know what you guys think. Let me know. Leave your comments down below. And as always, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, take care, everyone.